to Bear Lifestyle, the podcast where we talk about taboo topics to make them normal and acceptable. I'm your host, Simona Spark, and I'm so happy that you are here. We are about to get naked by stripping away insecurities, judgments, and all kinds of limitations to reveal the essence of who we really are, Bear. Bold, authentic, radical, express. Let's go. We are here. Welcome back. Welcome back to Bear Lifestyle. Let's start with celebrations. I'm celebrating myself and I'm celebrating all of you here watching or listening to today's podcast. Celebrating with tea. Cheers, cheers. For those of you that were here before, welcome back. Thank you for continue to follow us and to tune in every week. And for those of you that landed here for the first time, welcome. Welcome to the space where the intention is to talk about the goddamn thing, right? I want to start with thanking you for last week engagement. I think the last week episode have probably the most engagement since the beginning of the show. So thank you all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your contribution. I really, really appreciate it. And for those of you that haven't listened to that podcast, maybe you want to go and check it out. So today I want to build on that. We talk about putting ourselves back out there into the dating space, right? Regardless if we are after a breakup or a divorce or 2 or 3. Throughout our life, we learn that it's supposed to be harder. It's supposed to be harder because people will judge us that we are not good at relationships because we went through a divorce or 2 or 3. I know that has been my story. That has definitely been my story. Especially 3 years ago when I just completed my divorce number 3. That was the first thought. Like, who am I to be out there? People will think, like, what the hell is wrong with her? She already went through 3 marriages, right? So it was up to me to change that internal dialogue. Why? Because I was the one to judge myself first. So I needed to clean up all the yucky energy around it and to pick up the lessons and the power from my experience. What did I learn? How did I grow? How those relationships shaped me, grow me, expanded me into being the fabulous woman that I am today. So then I built up my profile from that place. And this is the space where I want to pause today to talk about what we say and what we not say in a profile. I know we touched on last week, and please go and watch that podcast. Today, I want to go a layer deeper, and I want to invite you to focus on authenticity. Authenticity. All the things that we learn about what to say, what to not say, and to be real. And let's be real, most of them are from a place of scarcity. I don't want them to know this about me. I mean, just get real with yourself, right? And pay attention to the things that you do not want to say about you. What are the things that you don't want to say about you? Most likely the negative things. Who's to say what's negative and positive? I know. But the question that I have is, how do you expect the other person to like you, appreciate you, or let's say your profile, right? Because you haven't met yet, to be interested into something that is distortion. If they're interested in the distortion bio of who you really are, well, when they're gonna meet you, they'll figure out there is some discrepancy, don't you think? And the same goes for the pictures. I mean, I keep saying that, like, especially ladies. I know that everybody expects us to have some makeup on, but can we just let go of the creepy filters? We can present ourselves this flawless porcelain skin whatever. And what do we expect, that we're gonna meet the man face to face and he won't notice the difference? Like, come on now. Come on now. So back to authenticity. I make a post on my Instagram, and my statement was this: you cannot be loved fully when showing up partially. Let me say that one more time. You cannot be loved fully when showing up partially. Of course, we're not gonna go and put the whole story and everything about ourselves into a dating profile, or are we gonna just barf everything on the table on the first day? Like, that's not it. What I want to drag attention to is tell the truth. Tell the truth. Show them who you are. I have quite a few conversations lately about dating and what to write and what to say. And I was coaching a few people through, fear and insecurities and everything that goes into putting ourselves out there. And very often I'm hearing pretty much the same thing. Well, they could pick up that vibe from what I said. And a smart man could read between the lines. I mean, all kind of excuses. I'm sorry, but those are like shitty excuses. Like thinking that you leave clues for the other person to figure out, like, what are you doing? What is this? Like, this is a dating profile. This is you letting the people know who you are and what you want. This is not escape room, okay? This is not escape room. That came out really funny, I just must say. It's not to leave clues and us to read between the lines and for them to figure it out. And look, I'm not judging. I'm not judging because I 100% understand what that is coming from. That's how we've been raised. That's how we've been programmed. And especially women. We don't say the things because we are afraid that we're going to pick up a fight. We don't want to ask for what we want because we don't want to appear unsatisfied or greedy, right? So we are keep retrieving. But then we have the expectation of the person next to us to figure out what is it that we want. And guess what? They never do. They never do. So if anything, if you are in a dating space, writing your bio and paying attention how you conduct those conversations, in a text or in a video call or even in person, to pay attention to see how do you show up. Are you showing up fully? And again, fully is not telling everything. Fully is authentically you. Without filters, without hiding, without pretending. Because we could only pretend for so long. I know better. We could only pretend for so long. Now, I also want to acknowledge that some of the hiding and pretending, some people might not even be aware of. It's just a result of a previous bad experience or a previous trauma. So it's a coping mechanism. We learn, as I say earlier, we learn those spaces and circumstances where we are not safe to be authentic. So it might appear that we show up fully, but there are many parts of ourselves that we are not showing up authentically because we learn that it's not safe to do so. So then, how the heck we know? Tell me, how do I know? You know based on how you feel. Like really ask yourself, how do I feel? Does this feels right? Does this feels easy, flowing, effortlessly, interesting, exciting, peaceful? All the high vibration emotions, right? And that's where we want to stay. And that's where we want to expand. And if there is a contraction, I'm uncomfortable, I don't like this, that kind of hurt, I'm not sure, I'm insecure about that. These are actually inauthentic parts of you, is their way of communicating with you, saying, hey, I need some attention. I'm uncomfortable. I need your attention to figure out how can I move from discomfort to comfort. Hey, I experience fear. So I get to go in to look at this part and to figure out how to move it from fear to curiosity. That is the work. I said it before, in over 3 years of dating, when I thought, and I did actually, learn so much about people, about relationships, about intimacy, like so much that I couldn't even plan on it, right? In the end of the day, what I learned most, I learned about myself. And this is another reason that I want to encourage you to let this part of your life, the dating part, being another self-discovery journey, because that's what it is. It's a journey of self-discovery, of self-expression. It's a perfect setting to learn about ourselves, and to learn about ourselves as who we are and what we want today. Like that, it's absolutely fascinating to me. And also, I could only do that if I show up authentically. Like, this is who I am. If I have a video call with some men that I've been texting back and forth for a while, and we decide to have a conversation, I'm literally having that conversation as I am. Dress up or not, makeup or not, am I tired at the end of the day? Am I in the middle of the day and I'm in a better spirit? Am I outside for a walk after lunch? It doesn't matter. Like, this is where I'm at when we decide to have the phone call, and this is how I look like. So, of course, I think it goes without saying, or probably doesn't, we also need to be decent, right? And show some respect. For me, personal, like the little things that most people would say is not a big deal, to me, they matter. I've been FaceTime with men, they'll be like laying in bed, all bored, or TV on, watching the game, and they want us to have a conversation. I'm like, no, I'm out of there. Like, this is not a good time, and this is not a good match. Bye. And I'm out. So yeah, one could say, well, but that's authentic for that person. And that's great. If that's who he is, having a conversation with his partner while watching a game, I won't be that partner. So it's not a match. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm not judging the person. I'm just looking at myself. Do I want this? Yes, go for it. Do I not want this? No, walk away from it. It's a matching game. The whole life, all our life, it's a matching game. Who do we match with? I don't care if it's dating, if it's romance, if it's friendship, if it's business partnerships. Who do we match with? And how do we know if that match is solid? If the both parts or all parts involved are showing up authentically. So there is no doubts, and there is no space for assumptions, and there is no space for expectation of somebody reading my mind. Like, none of that. We are adults. We get to say what we want to say. We get to ask for what we want. We get to express our desires, our boundaries, all of it. So if you feel like this is something that you want to really zoom in and figure out for yourself, like join us next week. Next week, I'm holding a 4-day workshop, Bear Power. We're going to meet for about 1.5 hours every day, 4 consecutive days. And the intention is to take you through this bear experience journey, like how to access your bear essence and live from that space where you fully accept who you are, and not only accept, but actually appreciate and love who you are, like your body, your physicality, your personality, right? And then daring to show up authentically and tune into that unique power of authenticity, right? Because there's nobody else on this planet like you. So when those things are happening, then you get to show up real. And now, every time you want to up level, you easily could take a radical actions. And then, of course, full expression, fully expressing yourself, your boundaries, your desires, your wants, your needs, your dreams. So yeah, that's what's going to happen next week. So open the show notes and follow the link. Is the same cell page with Bear Woman Retreat that is happening this weekend. That's in person here in Beverly Hills. So you could still come to that, or you could join us next week for the virtual event. And if you are someone that you are not ready to be visible in this type of work, to be in a container with other people that could hold you, support you, and witness you, then we could do this work privately. There is a new space that I'm offering for the bear experience, particularly and specifically for coaching and the work around sensuality and sexuality. So if that's something that you want to explore into a one-on-one conversation, then look for the link for Spark Your Inner Fire. This is a one-on-one coaching session of 90 minutes when you have my undivided attention and my support for whatever inhibition, insecurities, and so on. So open that link and see if that speaks to you, see if that's the space that you want to be in next. So that's all I have for today. I just want to circle back to authenticity. And I tag this, dating space and how we write our bio into this conversation, just to see that it's just another space where we get to practice that. So I hope this is helpful. As always, let us know what you think. Best way to contact me, it's on Instagram. DM me at Simona Spark World. And I will see you this weekend in person in Beverly Hills, next week virtually in Bear Power event, or here in this space every Tuesday. Cheers, cheers. And this is where we landed. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And if you enjoyed the show, make sure you leave me a review to let me know. For more bear experiences, please go to simonaspark.com/bear and follow us on Instagram at Simona Spark World. I can't wait to have you back. Until then, be bear, bold, authentic, radical, expressed. See you next time.